Learn English with JOJO, 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 JOJO. Hello and welcome to Learn English with JOJO. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between normally in English and normalement in French. Basically, there are two definitions of normally in English, but there are three definitions of normalement in French. So for the third definition, we're going to have to think of some good translations in English so that French people can think of good ways to say what they wanted to say when they wanted to say normalement. Okay, so let's start with the first definition. The first definition is something that occurs frequently, habitually, usually is probably the best translation. And in English we say normally, and in French we say normalement. For example, normally after work I go to the grocery store. Normally after work I go to the grocery store. Normalement, après le travail, je vais au supermarché. The second definition is not weird or not bizarre. For example, this morning I was behaving normally. This morning I was behaving normally. Ce matin, je me suis comporté normalement. Je me suis normalement comporté. I'm not sure exactly. Sometimes I don't speak French very well. Anyway, so even though this statement isn't true because this morning I was not acting normally, I'm actually a very strange person, as you can probably tell from my somewhat strange videos. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the third definition of normalement, which does not exist for the definition of normally. And to do that, I'm going to give you an example. My example is, normally I'm going to Texas tonight. Normally, I'm going to Texas tonight. So this is a sentence that doesn't really make sense in English, but it's a sentence that a French speaker might say. The French speaker would mean, normalement, je vais au Texas ce soir, which means I am going to Texas tonight if all goes according to plan. I should be going to Texas tonight. I will be going to Texas if nothing crazy happens that prevents me from going to Texas. But if we're thinking about it with the English definition, that means that tonight I'm usually going to Texas. It just doesn't make sense because I've never been to Texas, so I'm not normally going to Texas. If I'm normally going to Texas, that means I'm going every month, every year. And actually with the grammar, it doesn't really make sense either. I would have to say, normally I go to Texas on the first of the month, for example. I couldn't say, normally I'm going to Texas, because going is the continuous present, and it's something that I'm in the process of doing right now. So it just doesn't make sense that normally means something that happens now and in the past. So yeah, it just doesn't work. And I wouldn't be able to say, normally I go tonight. I'd have to say, normally I go at night, or normally I go on Monday nights if I go every week. Okay, that's it. Make sure you subscribe for more videos. I make videos every week, and sometimes they're in French and sometimes they're in English. Soon I will be doing an announcement video because I have a couple of things that I want to ask you, and it would be great to hear from you. Okay, bye.